Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. What's going on, faithfuls? The Nothing But Niners crew is back, and we're here to bring you guys some more breaking news, okay? The 49ers have been busy trying to replenish their diminished coaching staff, and they have officially announced a bunch of moves just today. Now, some of these names we've already discussed. We are going to go over some of them again as a reminder, and then we're going to introduce a couple of new names to you guys as well. This stuff is important because you're going to have to see how this team can manage to stay afloat, all right? So there is some changes in the coaching staff, but before we get to that, Tony, how's it going, big guy?
What up, man? What's going on? I'm doing good. Ready to talk about these little changes.
Yeah, I like hearing that, man. So let's do this, man. Let's talk about some of these coaches. Let's do a little ping pong here. We have an official list from the 49ers, so we'll just start at the top, and that one is Butch Barry. He's an assistant offensive line coach. We discussed him previously on another show. So let's just run down the list of the names, what they do, and then we'll go back and give everybody a little bit of background of some of the new guys.
Yeah, no doubt. So you said Butch Barry. James Betcher's next. He's the senior defensive assistant run game specialist.
Right. Chris Forrester, who was here previously as a what's the word? Like when you're helping, like just talking, consultant. He was more like an offensive line consultant. He has been changed to offensive line coach officially now. So that's Chris Forrester.
And we got Leonard Hankerson as an offensive quality control coach.
Okay. Matthew Harper is here now as an assistant special teams coach.
Then you have Andrew Hayes Stoker, a defensive quality control coach.
Yep. Johnny Holland, who was previously the outside linebackers coach, has now been changed to the overall linebackers coach. So that's a nice little upgrade for Johnny Holland as well. Friend of the show, by the way.
Good plug. We added a Kubiak to the coaching staff, but it's not.
Hey, we got Gary.
It's Clay Kubiak, one of his sons, and he is a defensive quality control coach.
Okay, we're going to get to these guys, a little bit more about these guys in a little bit, guys, all right? August Mangan, special teams quality control.
And next one is Rich Gangrello that we touched on numerous times. He's going to be taking over the quarterbacks coach from Shane Day, who went to the Chargers.
That's right. Bobby Slowick is now the offensive passing game specialist, a little change in his previous title.
Darryl Tapp, another guy we touched on, assistant defensive line coach.
Okay. And then last but not least is Corey Undlin, who is the defensive pass game specialist / secondary coach. All right. So which guys should we go over here, Tony, before we get out of here? We talked about Butch Barry. We talked about James Betcher. Go ahead.
We talked about Betcher, Forrester. We talked about Scangrello, Tapp, and Undlin. So we're going to look at Leonard Hankerson, who is an offensive quality control coach. Great wide receiver coming out of the University of Miami, drafted by the Shanahans in Washington. Played for Kyle, knows the system, and he's going to be coming in as an offensive quality control coach. And if you look at Kyle's track record, he likes bringing in people that he's familiar with. He's going to groom them. He's going to start them on the bottom, and he's going to groom them the way he wants it. So eventually they'll work their way up to the top. Like Mike McDaniel started from the bottom. Now he's our offensive coordinator. So it's just interesting on his theory and his process of building his roster and preparing his coaches for the future. Yeah,
the next guy we're going to do is going to be Harper. Harper was brought in to be the assistant special teams coordinator or coach. And again, that's Matthew Harper, assistant special teams. You know, we wanted to see some changes at the special teams because that unit was kind of just blah. It was a little lackluster last year. It seemed like if there's a good return person, it wasn't due to scheme. It was more so due to, like just a person being good, a good return man. So maybe he can give us a little bit of a kick in the pants, so to speak. But just some information on him, some background information. Harper's 36. He joins the 49ers after spending the 2 previous seasons, 19 and 20, as assistant to wide receivers coach with the Philadelphia Eagles. Harper served as an assistant special teams coach with the Eagles for 5 seasons. That was 2013 and 14, and then 2016 through 18. He also spent 1 season, 2015, as assistant DBs coach. So this guy's been all over all 3 phases of the game. It seems like a young, bright mind. He's only 36 years old, and he began his coaching career at the City College of San Francisco as a safety coach in 2008.
I'm going to go on to Hayes Stoker. Comes over from Illinois as a wide receiver coach, working under Lovie Smith. Has some experience in the NFL, worked with Tampa with Mike Evans in his rookie year. Young, well-respected up-and-coming coach from what I've read on him. You know, he's an intense coach. He's a film junkie. He gets the most out of his players. But the interesting thing is he's going to the defensive side of the ball. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think Kubiak is going to be the next one that we're going to discuss, right? Clay Kubiak. He's a defensive quality control coach. You know, ever since Robert Saleh got his rise to the ranks, every time I see defensive quality control coach, that's all I think about, because that's where Robert Saleh got his start. So here we are with a Kubiak, Clay Kubiak. He's 32 years old, and it says joins the 49ers after spending the previous 3 years as the head coach at Strake Jesuit College.
High school. No, I think it was a high school.
No. It says Strake Jesuit College Preparatory.
Oh.
That's what it says here in Houston, Texas. Yeah. I just, unless they wrote something wrong, that's what it says here. He also served as the school's offensive coordinator in 2017. A native of Houston, Texas, Kubiak is the son of longtime NFL coach Gary Kubiak. Right. His brother Clint is the offensive coordinator of the Minnesota Vikings.
You're right. You got that. We're gonna do Mangin next. He 2 years at LSU. I don't know really much about this guy. He bounced around as a special teams coordinator, assistant special teams coordinator, defensive ends coach at Northwestern University. He played a little football he was a walk-on at LSU as a fullback. I really don't know much about him, so I'm not going to try to shoot from the hip, but that's all I got on him. I mean, I
think everyone else has been talked about already. Scangarella's already been talked about. Unlin, Tap. We've already covered everybody else. We will continue to break down more of this stuff later on for you guys, but today was about the breaking news, the team making it official. We heard the rumors, we heard the rumblings, we reported on some of these things even last week, maybe even the week before, I think. We've reported on these things for a while now, but now you guys have the opportunity to get it, and it's official from the 49ers. But that's what we are here for, to continue to break down the news, so you guys don't have to do the research. You chime in, you watch a little 7 to 10 minute video, and you get all the information that you need about the team's coaching staff and the upgrades or changes that they're making at certain positions. So that's going to do it, man. Tony, any final thoughts before we get up out of here?
That's it. That's all I got today.
All right. See you guys hopefully later this evening. Hopefully, knock on wood. We'll see if we can get a show going on later tonight, okay? That's going to do it for the breaking news segment. We thank you guys for checking us out. Prepare for glory.
Anticipate pain.
But always remain faithful.